Hello and welcome. My name's Barrett Jones. I'm a record producer. Welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to talk a little more about stems versus tracks. And I'm going to show you a recent project I've been sent to mix by somebody who has done all the recording in Ableton. This is just an example of how the DAWs don't let you easily export, and somebody who works with Ableton, maybe you can tell me how they're supposed to do it. But basically I have something like 40 tracks, and they're all stereo tracks, even though there's mostly all mono sources. So now I have to go through every single track. I'm going to show you here. These are all the tracks. This is an instrumental song, by the way. So I've actually only got 5 drum tracks, but they're all stereo. And if you zoom in, you can see that they are exactly the same. So 2 mono tracks. You see this right here? This is all exactly the same, along with everything else here. Let's look at a snare here. Exactly the same. So half of these tracks need to just go. Here's what I do. Now that I've determined that these are all actual mono tracks, I'm hitting Option Shift, and that will enable whatever I do now to happen to all these selective tracks. I right click on this and go down to Split into Mono. Now what that does is it gives me the regular track and 2 mono tracks. So now what I have to do is select the stereo and 1 of the monos for each of these, and now I can just hide them and make them enact with the right click again. Hide and make enact. Okay, so now I have the 4 mono tracks that I can use. So now I have to go through every single one. Let's look at something that maybe isn't mono, like some of these synths. Let's look at the synth here. I do not see anything that tells me this is a stereo. These are also mono. Okay, I have yet to find anything that's actually stereo. I mean, do you guys understand the difference between mono and stereo? Now this looks like it might be stereo. See, look at that. You can actually see panning, some sort of stereo panning going on. So here's an actual stereo signal. This is what it's like. Before I can even do anything, I have to spend lots of time. This looks like also a stereo signal because look, it's different. You have different peaks and valleys. The one above is the dry signal, and that looks totally mono, which is totally weird for any keyboard. Usually keyboard patches are stereo. Right, what do I have here? I have a guitar. Mono. Totally mono. Now this is funny. So it's even called left and right, but it's not left and right. It's 4 channels. One should be 1 channel on the left, the other 1 channel on the right. But here, let's see. Let's zoom in. Are they all exactly the same? Okay, no. One is different. The left is a little bit different than the right. So maybe it's 2 different guitars. But I can't totally blame the client for this because they don't know. The program doesn't make it easy to export for other DAWs, and they just by default put everything in stereo, i.e. 2 tracks. So it's really a huge time suck for people like me who mix. It's one of the things I hate about Apple Logic X is the way you make things stereo and mono is totally weird and unintuitive, and visually they'll like show you something as mono when it's not, so you don't even know, except if you go into the little mixing window and see the 2 little circles that you have to like click on in a specific way, and then everything also defaults to stereo output unless you go in and hit boxes. And these companies call everything that goes out stems. Let me tell you the difference once again about stems. Stems are stereo submixes of a final mix. They are meant for television commercials and movies and video games only after the mixer has done his work and everybody's approved a mix. Then you make stems for other people not to fuck with the mix. If you send your stems to a mixer, he is very, very limited to what he can do. Okay, that's my rant. It's over. I hope you get my point. Thank you.